Okay. I'm Maddie. Slut-shaming. Okay, personally, as I think most girls are, I was exposed to slut-shaming at a really young age. I think I remember around the age of 9 or 10, my friends kind of telling me, like, if they didn't want to be seen with me, that they were a bit embarrassed, that, basically that they didn't really like me because I dressed like a slut. I was like 10. Anyways, eventually I started really questioning the meaning of the word, the definition of the word slut. So, I kind of started telling people that, I was kind of a late bloomer. I didn't even kiss a boy until I was like 14. So when I was like 10, I was just telling people, how can I be a slut? A slut is someone who has multiple sexual partners. Ha! You can't judge me on the way I look and act. Which, was fair enough. Good for little Maddie. But growing up, I realized that that still wasn't good enough. I mean, I just kind of came to the realization that why should we judge someone on their sex lives? To say, oh, she can't keep her legs closed, so she's a worse person than me. The thing about slut-shaming is that a lot of other kind of ideas where you're judging someone on a really superficial level, like, racism, homophobia, sexism, all that, it's a lot more discussed because this is a bit of a smaller one. I'm not saying it's as bad as, racism, but it's just not something that anyone ever seems to question. If you're in a group of friends and someone says something really homophobic, someone's probably going to call you out on it. But if you say, that girl's such a slut, everyone will just kind of go like, oh, I know, right, she did this and this, and I'm just sitting there a bit like, I'm really uncomfortable. And no, everyone seems to just not question it at all. I mean, people who I love, people who I really care about and I think are great people, still do it just because it's so not something they would even question, it's so accepted by society. I just think, like, why is it okay to judge someone on how much sex they have when it's clearly not okay to judge someone on who they're having sex with? And it's really frustrating because I don't want to, like, just intrude on my friend's little gossipy conversation and being like, excuse me, you're contributing to rape culture. But they are, because you're kind of getting this girl, right? And you're like, she is a slut. So all of you people do not have to respect her. She's a whore, and, she's not going to say no. She's not allowed to say no. It's happened to me that I was on the train with my friend we were going back from a night out, and she was wearing really short shorts, and everyone started throwing coins at her. And when I started kind of getting annoyed about it, they were all like, oh, she's asking for it. It's just really contributing to rape culture, because it's saying that it's okay to rape someone if they're a whore, if they're a slut. It's cool. It's their fault, which it isn't. That's not okay. Everyone just agrees with it, don't they? Nobody seems to really question it. They're just saying, you're a bad person because of your sex life. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. And it's so sexist, too. Right, I wanted to get into that. Men, it's almost like a term invented to say that women are not allowed to have as much fun as men are, because if a woman does it, then, she has no self-respect, she's a whore, she's easy, nobody wants her. But if a man does it, all his mates are like, hey, oh, lads, you go. Hey. Anyways, I'm kind of going on a rant here, but I hope you understand my point. I'm not the most articulate person, but this is something that really there's that articulation again. Female sexualization really frustrates me. My main point is, just stop being an asshole to people based on their sex lives, okay? I hope that wasn't too terrible. I know it was a bit of a rant, and a bit of a... hope I got my points across somewhat alrightly. I just think that we should abandon the word slut altogether. I think that we should stop judging people, particularly girls, because boys aren't judged on this as much, based on their sex lives. It's really very simple, and it's just something that needs to be that needs its awareness risen? Is that alright, grammar? You know what I mean. Yeah, I just thought that would be a better first video than like oh, my first video tag, this is my favorite movie, because if you're wondering what my favorite movie is, it's The Perks of Being a Wallflower. There. Just stop it. Okay. First video. Haven't really figured out an outro yet. So, bye. Oh god. Where's the button?